And we're live.
Oh, hello. Welcome to the Punk Rock Libertarians Podcast, After Hours episode 516.5. Welcome to the Overflow Room. Come as you will.
Do not come.
Oh, damn
Sorry.
it, this Madam Vice President. Damn
Kamala
it.
says no.
Damn it. All right, fine. But what does the president say on this, though? I need to know what the president
I'm going to come.
Okay, there we go. All right. Well, that's the president-elect. What does the actual president right now? What does Meet Joe say on this?
I'm gay.
No, not that, Joe. Come on, Joe.
No, this Joe.
I'm going to come to the overflow room.
There we go. Okay, so feel free to come all over the place. The president just gave you his okay. So anyway, I'm Otto. Tonight I'm joined with the Bear Jew, Jared Snyder.
What? Snyder?
Snyder, dude, I'm sorry.
Snyder of Hanover?
I'm drunk. I'm sorry.
You're drunk? You've been drinking this whole
Yeah.
time?
Yeah, I haven't drank in like weeks. You know what I had? I'll tell you what I had. Alex brought over at my daughter's birthday party a few months ago. He brought over this Molson Canadian X.
Oh, you still have them?
Damn,
They're in
dude.
the back of the fridge, and I said I need beer, so I just grabbed 2 of those, and that just got me going. I don't know.
Dude, the old triple X's.
Did they even?
Just stew.
Wait, how much alcohol do they have in them? Like your tolerance is
6%.
probably reduced to nothing.
It is. It's reduced to nothing. I'm sorry. I'm buzzed.
Yeah, it's like 5% at most.
I'm like Buzz Aldrin.
Like some
right
freaking
now.
like Canadian beers have like got you like.
Well, I switched
looped.
over to. I got Flying Dog right now, the triple IPA, or from So
Oh, that's going to get you.
anyway, yeah, I'm fucked.
Very
But
good.
anyway, that's Jared Snyder, as I just said. Hello. Jared.
Hello, y'all.
What if your name was like Schneider, man?
Yeah.
Oh, not even a chuckle. All right. I'll move on. All right. So there's the Conspiracy Christmas. What's up, Alex?
Good to see you guys. It is a lot to unpack right now.
Yes. And then
Lots
the
to unpack.
the offensive-based James Babb.
Wait, is Dixie like a code word or something?
D-word. The D word. Well, that's why the Dixie Chicks had to switch it over to just Chicks because of that.
Oh, they didn't. Did they really?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I'm
beer is
drinking
really
some.
good.
I'm drinking some Treehouse here. My
There
favorite.
we go. Treehouse.
It's almost gone though. Like I hate to say it, like it's gone down so easy.
What are the beers like at that brewery you're camping out at?
You know, I don't know. I went to the cocktail bar and I had a spicy margarita, and that was pretty good. And then we got some fried food from the restaurant, and then kind of ran out of time, so I didn't get to try the brewery. So,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
but this place is pretty cool. They've got, I guess, because they've got 3 different regulatory structures. You can go to the cocktail bar and you can order a cocktail, and you can go to the brewery and you can order beer, and you can go to the restaurant and you can order food. You can take the food to the cocktail bar or the brewery. You can take the beer to the cocktail bar, but you can't take the cocktail to the brewery, and you can't take the cocktail to the restaurant. There's like 3 different regulatory frameworks that they're working with
And
on
you
one
can
property here.
You can take the cocktail out of the brewery, but you can't take the brewery out of the cocktail or whatever. I don't know.
No, I don't think
okay.
no, you can't take the
Meanwhile,
cocktail.
Babs is just vaping in all 3 and doesn't give
You
no,
can't take the
gives no
cocktail to
fuck.
the brewery because that would violate their beer laws. The
Uh,
cocktail bar operates as a club, and they said, well, okay, to come to here, you need to have a free membership. And they signed me up for a free membership because in the South, alcohol's weird, right? Like Prohibition lasted a little longer. There's still like dry counties. Like it's even a little more fucked up than Pennsylvania.
That's Maryland too, man. So I guess we're technically the South, but anyway.
I'm giving credit to these guys. It's called Dirtbag Ales. They're despite the regulatory hurdles, they've really gone to great lengths to make sure that you can get both food, beer, and cocktails, even if you have to go from one station to the next. They're making it work.
Well, great to have you here joining us. Dan O'Neill, our man on the ground in New Jersey, is still here with us.
eyes to the sky.
He's still out there looking for drones. He's still out there.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Thanks for coming back. And then we also added our special guest, the return, the man, the myth, the legend, Eric Dietrich. I'm calling you Senor UAP correspondent.
Hey, what up, y'all? Yeah, thanks for having
Eric.
me again. Great to be with you.
Dude, I love the fact that you're just holding a mic like you're about to like,
Cameron.
yo, everyone move up, move up, move up. Like it's like
Oh yeah, dude,
some
spit
type
the
of, like,
game.
show. I love it. I love it. Yeah. What free verse are you gonna, you start like rapping now and it's gonna be great. I'm sorry.
What up, Dan? I met you at the last two Rage Against the War Machine rallies. Nice to be with you.
Dan's
Do we lose Dan?
Hey,
eyes on the sky.
Oh no, he's there. He's there.
what's going on, Eric? How you doing?
Very well. Good to be with you again here.
Dude, what's your shirt say?
It says aliens made me do it.
It's great. It's got 3
Hold on,
green
can
alien
we
heads.
solo him? Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Nice.
there we go.
Nice.
Your basement setup is fucking legendary. I love it.
Thank you, bro. This is my music studio. This T-shirt was a gift from my girlfriend's mom.
Awesome.
Nice.
Fucking awesome. Great timing. Great timing. But yeah, thanks all you guys for joining us, dude. So, like, Eric, let's get into this, man. I want to know what you think as the Senor UAP correspondent. What's going on, man?
Okay, so I heard you guys earlier, and you're talking about the like the radiation sniffing aspect as one possibility. Also, that this could be like military training or what they call it, preparedness exercises. I've also heard about they're worried about drones being used to assassinate people. So it could be a training or a conditioning about that. You also mentioned the government overreach or the new like power grab, which happens anytime anything happens, which gets the conspiracy wheels turning of like, oh, is this the government doing this because of this, or just doing the power grab they always do no matter what happens. So there's all that, and then you mentioned the Iranian mothership, which was obviously based on no evidence. It doesn't seem like it would be Russia or China or anyone else.
Does Iran even have ships? I think that's a question.
Probably got some, but like, they're not in our waters like that or whatever. Like that was presented without evidence. And but there is like a genuine UAP phenomena that's like multifaceted and very mysterious that's been going on for at least 80 years, possibly, probably thousands of years or whatever. It goes back as far as you can look, kind of, and especially in recent years when it's been described more as a technological phenomenon. And so like if you look at the NUFORC, the National UFO Reporting Center, they have reports from all over the world. It's like an open source database for this topic. And like there wasn't even that much extra reported around New Jersey area. It was kind of like whatever. They don't get all the reports. Like people don't always call that in. But yeah, so like it seems like this is also conflated with like the genuine UAP mystery of shit that like zips off or appears and disappears. And now they're calling it drones. So it's like, I don't know. There's that confusion element of like, what is this? We don't know. And they're conflating it with all the previous like accounts. And like there are historical accounts with like lots of corroboration and physical evidence left behind. There has been crash retrievals as far as we can tell and materials retrieved. Last summer, David Grush told the Congress like they have biologics or alien bodies. So I don't know.
So it's happening.
But that doesn't seem like this drone shit. This is something different. It does seem like regular drones, maybe more advanced than what's commercially available. There have also been reports that some of these drones go dark, which means like they go
when you look
undetectable.
at them, they go dark.
Like, and I can't tell if that means visibly and they go invisible, or if it's like
Off the radar.
off the radar like thing. And if we wanted to, I'm sure they could easily bring these drones down with like electronic jamming. Like they don't even have to shoot at it. You could just do like a EMP pulse and just like it would just drop.
Yeah,
Right.
Freaking rednecks can hit them with beer bottles now. So
Hold on, but did anybody when I heard drone mothership, I pictured just a giant drone with the drones like coming out of its like
little
bottom,
baby
you know?
drone.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
on-
Yeah,
on
little
the
baby drones
Independence
flying
Day.
out. Yeah, that's what I pictured, man. Not like some fucking little cruise ship in the harbor or something.
Well, the other aspect too, it's like they came from galaxies like light years away, but they came with
far
FAA
away.
approved lighting. You know, like
Yeah,
Of
Why-
course.
yeah.
And
Why
they're being
would-
spotted by New Jerseyans.
yeah. It's just but I mean, there's I guess maybe John Kirby here. What is his actual position? Is he
Kirby.
the
I think he's one of the White House liars.
yeah? Jared, I think I have the
Flyer.
docs. The
Yeah, I
docs are
got
in
it
the,
right her.
Yeah. Now listen to this carefully crafted script, and we kind of talked about it in the before hours. Before we
Oh,
came
is this
in
where
the
he says
overflow
like we
room.
need reg? Yeah, this fucking loser.
I mean, listen to this carefully crafted PR.
Oh yeah, it's such garbage.
Finally, I just want to add a few comments on the reports of drone activity here on the East Coast, particularly in and around New Jersey.
What's
We
up with
have
that
no
tie?
evidence at this time that the reported drone sightings pose a national security or a public safety threat, or have
Yeah,
a
that tie
foreign
sucks.
nexus. The Department of Homeland Security and the FBI are investigating
Terrible
these
tie.
sightings, and they're working closely with state and local law enforcement to provide resources using numerous detection methods
Working
to better
closely.
understand their origin. Using very sophisticated electronic detection technologies provided by federal authorities, we have not been able to, and neither have state or local law enforcement authorities, corroborate any of the reported visual sightings. To the contrary, upon review of available imagery, it appears that many of the reported sightings are actually manned aircraft that are being operated lawfully. The United States Coast Guard is providing support to the state of New Jersey and has confirmed that there is no evidence of any
No
foreign-based involvement from coastal vessels. And importantly, there are no reported or confirmed drone sightings in any restricted airspace. Now, that said,
That's it.
Oh, that's it.
Well,
If John Kirby has told us, then what else is there to discuss?
that got cut off, dude. He actually goes
Yeah.
on to advocate for legislation after he says that.
I was gonna say seems like something got cut off there.
Do you remember when Christy Todd Whitman was in charge of the 9/11 like Health and Safety Commission, and she said everything was okay?
Right. Dude,
Man.
oh, so I posted this link here. This X post. If you want to see, if you want to pull that up, Jared. It's the UAP theory this guy has. He kind of goes into it a little bit. You went. I thought it was interesting. It's just something while we're on the topic. If you want to play that, I don't know, man. This guy, his name is UAP Juan. So this dude's, I guess he's legendary in the movement.
Do you know him, Eric?
No.
Senor.
All right, what are we looking at? Stars.
So, no, I'm just saying. Just if you wanted to like his post, he says from the last year's 4chan UFO whistleblower of lore, the U.S. believes that they are not here to harm us. They only seem interested in us once they realize we are destroying things around us, including each other. They act like keepers of a zoo, uninterested in the daily life of the wildlife. Until there's a problem. If we are seeing an enormous uptick in anomalous object activity, i.e., a literal UFO flap in our midst, then maybe it's because our zookeepers are seeing / sensing a huge problem at hand, a nuclear problem. So I'm like, oh man, I should go
So the
deep.
aliens are gonna save us from nuclear holocaust?
Well,
Yeah,
it's
that
like
sounds-
in.
that sounds- Hey, I saw it in a movie. That's got to be true.
Well, James, this is kind of like what we were talking in Next Generation Star Trek. You know, the reason the aliens ever contacted us Earthlings is when they realized we had a warp drive. You know, and they realized, oh, these people
You know
are
what?
worthy of
Remember,
our
they
attention.
they also showed up and wanted to talk to the whales, and then when the whales were extinct, they wanted to murder everyone on Earth. Okay,
That is
so
true.
I mean, there is some, and Eric could probably back this up. And watching History Channel many a late nights during COVIDs, there were instances where, and it's been declassified, where there's been issues with like nuclear silos, USAF like nuclear silos, where they've like shut down or lost power, and there's been sightings like in the 70s and 80s. There's been many of these like instances where, going back, like since we become like nuclear, that we've seen more of this. And it could be like, you motherfuckers are gonna like kill each other, and then all of a sudden, like, so there could be this like benevolent beings that maybe are like, you guys are getting a little out of hand,
like guardian angels. Good luck. Maybe more likely it's some like third grade sergeant who's like, fuck this shit, I'm gonna just turn it off. And
it could be. I mean, but I mean, I don't know. There's so many levels to this that you could. There's levels to it, and maybe, I don't know. I mean, I think space is fake and gay. I don't even think we could get past the firmament. But
obviously,
anyway.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Eric?
Well, I do know what Alex is talking about the accounts of nuclear bases being visited by unexplained phenomena. They have, I think there's a case in Montana where they turned the nukes off or whatever. There's also one from Russia, allegedly, where they turned everything on. And it was almost, I think that one was from Russia, but there was a case where like everything got activated and it was a major freak out, and then it kind of like went back off. And that's, again, like still kind of unexplained.
Well, that's because of the guardian angel said, you know what, we got to take out DC. And they're like, what, are you sure?
Too much evil emanating.
Yeah, like they're like,
Michael the Archangel was like, it's time to go.
Do it.
we must be at war with evil right now.
There's people that claim it's all benevolent, or that they're going to save us, but we've dropped nukes and like annihilated Japan twice in World War II, and nobody stopped that. So I wouldn't.
Maybe that was that was like the triggering point where they were like, all right, we need to descend upon this planet and stop any further destruction.
More likely, they would be like, hey, these guys are about to die. Let's stand by and wait to take advantage of these resources after they're dead. Okay, like, I mean, like that's a mighty nice planet you got there. It's got water, and it's not too much radiation, and pretty stable star. Like, yeah, maybe, look, all right, you guys just do your thing. We'll be over here waiting.
Yeah, and there's also like the human abduction phenomenon. Oh, who knows what that is? If it's a real phenomenon, which I tend to believe, or if it's a psychological.
Is that what happened to the original
phenomenon?
Joe Biden? Or is he just dead?
That was the very first South Park episode.
Yeah, the anal probe episode.
Oh man, that was a blast from the past, literally. Like, but I mean, yeah. To Eric's, who knows? Like, there's so many different aspects to this. Like, what's a psyop? What is really happening? Could a couple things be happening all at once? Like, just delaying disclosure, or trying to like muddy the waters of actual disclosure actually happening, and just kind of like, I think a lot of things are at play right now. And
Yeah,
well, the abduction. I mean, the abductions. I mean, if you rule out all the Bill Cosby episodes, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, how many of the abduction episodes are legit? Like how many really hold up?
Yeah, a lot of that could be like a lot of trauma.
A lot of
Schizophrenia,
schizophrenia, and
other
Hollywood plays
psychological
into that.
breaks.
Yeah, Hollywood plays into a lot of that too. A lot of it could be like psychedelics, MK Ultra. A lot of, I mean, I don't know about like the alien abduction theory. Like I don't. they came from a distant planet to mutilate cows. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. Like, or they take you, and it's like, wait, they know all this and get here,
or it's interdimensional demons. You know,
they're fucking demons, folks.
Well,
Like,
the animal
I'm a pioneer. I'm an explorer.
the animal mutilation phenomena is another genuine mystery. There's been lots and lots of cases. A lot of them are very odd, and no one's ever been caught doing it or like arrested or anything. Like people's cattle and shit get like murdered. The organs are removed. There's no blood found. It's very odd, and also like they've never caught anyone. So that's kind of like a mystery.
Or the crop circles, you know, they found pranksters doing it, but then they found crop circles where it's like, there's no fucking way they've done like that precise, and the way there's something, but
and I'm sure there's more than one phenomenon happening with this UAP. There's people that report orbs like that appear and disappear.
Well, okay.
There's all kinds of paranormal shit going on.
The orb thing is the biggest joke in my mind. Like the biggest thing when there's orbs on camera, especially like low def, security cameras. That's just bugs or dust, and everyone's like, "No, it's orbs," and I'm like, "No, it's either a bug or dust." Like I've always felt that since I was a little kid. I watch it, I'm like, "That's a bug. That's a moth. That's dust."
My thing is, why don't any of these things ever happen in clear view? Like, why doesn't someone ever just get abducted, like at Camden Yards, just like watching the ball game? Some dude just gets zapped up into space.
Well,
like it's always your.
Why is Bigfoot always out of focus?
Right, right. It's like why is it always on some like back road in the middle of the Appalachians, and it's some yokel that can barely speak any English, but it's never like, a CEO of a company that just vanishes in the middle of Times Square. Oh wait, that's assassinations.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure these beings are aware of our hostility and armament, so it's probably safer.
But many would welcome them. I for one would welcome our new overlords. I mean, they
got to be smarter than the guys we got now in power, right?
What could they possibly do worse? Like, oh, you're here to serve man. Okay, like I saw that episode of Twilight Zone. Okay, let's do it. I mean.
Yeah,
I'm willing to take the gamble. Yeah. Because like if you've evolved as a species that far where you're capable of intergalactic travel, I would suppose that your morals have also evolved to the point where you're not, you don't have things like the military-industrial complex anymore. You don't have things like tribal warfare or tribalism anymore. Like you've evolved past that.
I think that's all you would have. I think by the time you've got international space flight, it's all military contracts. The only reason they invented intergalactic travel was to nuke some other planet, right? Like,
but see, I think you just end up destroying your own planet before you get that far. Like that's the Fermi paradox, right?
We'll see.
That's what I
guess
suspect.
We'll wait and see. Yeah.
All right.
I'd also like to just throw artificial intelligence into the mix, where it's like, look at what we've got right now, and we're on the precipice of like letting AI advance into the stratosphere. Who knows what it's capable of? And just extrapolate.
It's already running the
years.
Biden administration.
Could be. I mean, extrapolate that 1,000 years, or even like 10 years. Like it'll be like unrecognizable what AI can do. In
Skynet.
And you go 1,000 years. So like a lot of like what people think the gray beings are. Grays are like commonly reported with this phenomena. It seems like they're a biological and technological thing where it could be like an AI. They also report telepathic communication between these beings and people that encounter them. So I just think it could also be like
they're demons.
An artificial intelligence. It could be demons. I mean, like you look at.
Could this be what people think ghosts are?
Like that. No, I think that's something different, but perhaps it's all connected in some way. It's all
ghosts. Okay, Shaggy.
What is that?
No way, Scoob.
So
okay, yeah, okay.
What?
All
right.
My number one source on this topic is Richard Dolan. He's an author and historian. So I'd urge anybody to check out him. He's got a YouTube channel. He's got books on the topic. He's really hip to it. So I follow him. And then Daniel Sheehan is like a big lawyer that's been involved in like a lot of conspiracies, and he's been in the game and he knows about a lot of things. So I listen to what he says on the topic. And so those are two pretty good sources.
What about the potential?
So what's your analysis? What's your analysis, Eric? Like you've listened to these experts and parsed it out. What's the conclusion?
Okay, my analysis is there's a genuine phenomenon here of what we used to call UFOs. Like that's verified. There's videos of it, photos of it, plenty of evidence for that. And I don't know. I'm not saying it's extraterrestrial. I don't know what it is. It could be just secret human technology, but there is like craft that like fly around, zip around, and people encounter it. And there's just so many like historical accounts that have like documentation that support it, multiple corroborations. So there's something going on. It's not nothing or the wind or swamp gas. I couldn't really tell you what it is or why it's doing it, but you would have to ask those questions like why. If there are other beings here, like why are they here? What are they doing? I wouldn't expect to be able to understand
out
kid trafficking.
Oh,
I guess it's for kid trafficking. I don't know what else would they be here for.
But this drone flap or whatever, I wouldn't even necessarily say. I don't know. I haven't seen all the evidence of what's going. Or the UFO. A flap is like a high volume of sightings in one period of time.
Oh man, did you come up with a better word than flap?
A flap?
To me, yeah. I mean, to me, it just sounds like just a what is the word I'm looking for?
Bullshit.
But yeah, it's bullshit. It's just like people. Like there were a couple of sightings that got really big.
Cats and dogs living with each other.
And then everyone starts looking up and seeing it. You know, it's like
mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria. That's the word I'm looking for.
Psychosis.
It's I don't know if it's psychosis. That's a little strong, but mass hysteria.
So how about this Area 51 contractor? And this clip was from 1999. And, you know, kind of going back to that theory, like, all right, maybe they're waiting for the right time to drop, like, advanced technologies that they have. And one theory is, like, maybe it's Project Bluebeam time. You know, the world's in chaos. You know, you got Trump coming in. The deep state is desperate. And I kind of, like, parse this together. And this was like I was listening to Sam Tripoli and like Tinfoil Hat, and he kind of said like, look, the deep state, they're down to their last couple cards in the deck, and one last Hail Mary would be like Project Bluebeam. Like if you can fake an alien invasion, or you can fake like the coming of like, you know, the savior, whether you know Christ, whatever the case may be, create mass confusion amongst the people, you know. Like all of us in this room are probably skeptical of whatever happens, but you know, if the normies will be freaked the fuck out, and then those that are like religious zealots that are just like, oh my god, this is the end times, oh my god, and then like most people be like, nah, I don't know. Let's be honest. Let's use our. But this is this Area 51 contract, Jared. And if you want to bring this up, and this was like filmed in '99, so like, he was talking about this, and now. But this could be another aspect of it.
I had the opportunity over the years to interview, again, people who have worked at the test site at Groom Lake. One gentleman spent 12 of his 30 years in black programs at Groom Lake. When I asked him, I said, first of all, do you believe in UFOs? And he looked at me with a straight face in one-on-one. He said, absolutely, positively, they do exist. So can you expand upon that? And he said, no, I can't. About
UFOs, the stuff we don't misidentify.
Ooh. Lake. And I asked him, I said, you know, can you really tell me what's happening out there? And he said, well, there's a lot of things that are going on there that I won't be able to tell you until the year 2025.
What?
But we have things in the Nevada desert that would make George Lucas envious.
Yeah, like
Well, obviously that's true.
I mean, they're waiting for the time, and I think they've been delaying disclosure. They know, and now they can't compete with the internet. They understand, like, people are out there, they're seeing things. There's so much the media landscape is so decentralized, and now would be the perfect time to drop like Project Bluebeam and to like reel everybody back in. I mean, you had people like President Reagan going before the United Nations in I think it was like the 80s. I'd have to pull up the clip. But he literally drops. I mean, granted, he's probably demented like our current president, Joe Biden. I mean, think about it, right? What would be the perfect time to drop something like this? We have a president. We don't even know who the fuck the president is. Kamala Harris is out here signing book signings and drinking wine. She's like fucking MIA. And then all this shit is happening. And you have like the most despised individual as the president-elect to come back in. When's the perfect time to pull the last deck of the cards of the deep state to drop Project Bluebeam and fake a fucking like disclosure? And we know it's not, but it's fucking fake like technology. Like when the stealth fighter came out in Desert Storm, nobody knew what the fuck that was, but they were testing it out in Nevada at Area 51 and Groom Lake and Skunk Works and all that. So when would be the perfect time to unveil like technologies that are far advanced?
Turns out that Blackbird shit, like that plane is so lame. It can't even like hold fuel and to get itself into the air. Once it starts flying, it gets so leaky, all the fuel leaks out, and they have to immediately refuel it once it launches. Like, I'm sorry, if you got alien tech, that ain't it. Okay, like that Blackbird shit
that's
is
what's
weak.
But that's what's disclosed. I mean, I'm talking like the stealth fighter, like a lot of these things, like people didn't even know existed, and all of a sudden it's just like they just pop out, and it's like, yeah, we've been doing this for like 20 years. So imagine how many like programs are off the books that we don't even know about. And let's face it, the Pentagon is they've never like all those audits, and they fail all the time. Where's that money going? It's all going
cocaine and hookers.
Well,
as it should.
True. Well, that's some really expensive cocaine and hookers. But
what do you want our heroes to have less than the best?
I'm just saying there's a lot of money over the years, huge amounts off the books, and who knows what they're doing with it, And when would be a perfect time when we have a demented commander-in-chief and a vice president, and basically we've had the deep state running things for the past 4 years. All right, it's time. All right, what do we got next? Project Bluebeam, let's go. I don't know, just throwing it out there.
Well, I think we'll know that the narrative writers have jumped the shark at that point.
Exactly. Like Scott said, it's like breaking out the Philly special. You keep it in the pocket until you win the Super Bowl. It's like, it's you just keep that in the playbook. But at some point, you're like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go deep in the playbook. It's time for Project Bluebeam.
I hope so. I think that would be great. And people buy it. I don't know. Just seems a bit of a stretch.
The people you want to keep in control, keep it under wraps, will buy it. Obviously,
just tell them there's another pandemic, and everyone will just be like, all right, we know what to do. Mask up. Jab me. I mean, do you really need to go to these lengths? I mean, we've shown that people can so easily be controlled with more just
yeah, I'm with Babs on this
lies. Why go for these extreme, easily disprovable lies when they can just go with what works?
Or just
the early stages.
It's another USS Liberty, or just you want to start a war. You don't need aliens. You don't need aliens to start a global war.
Well, maybe they're just priming the pump. They're just priming it. They're not completely going to jump the shark, but they're just going to have to kind of like throw it out there a little bit. And then, bird flu. Everybody was talking about drones. It's like memory hole stuff, but it's in the memory hole. You think about it. We're not going to do it just yet, but just
prime the pump, get it ready in case we need it later.
In case you need it later, but bird flu, everybody, bird flu. Because I was just listening to Normie Talk Radio, and their ABC News is already running with it. There's some guy from Louisiana or somewhere who has a case of bird flu, and he's about to die. And California just, I think,
is there a jab I can get yet?
I don't know, but like exactly to your point, Babs and Jared, it's easier to run with that. But let's just kind of keep that in your craw, like in the back of your mind, that at some point they might drop it. But I don't know. And the raw milk, see, like Scott's on it. Bird flu, the cows, dangerous raw milk, like all government controls. The more clamping down, and then keep that Philly special, Project Bluebeam in the playbook. But not yet, but just a little bit here, a little bit there. I don't know.
Okay, now perhaps the Libertarian cabinet member can get to the bottom of this.
We're still waiting on that.
I've heard that it's Mike Termott. Anyone care to comment on this?
I can confirm that he was vetted and applied for it. And I don't know the outcome yet, but I heard he was vetted and he was one of the applicants. So.
He was the only libertarian that wanted the job.
Well, I'll take the job. I'll fucking do it. I don't give a shit.
Which position is that for?
Yeah.
Why don't you go for the head of the postal service, Otto?
I don't know what you're talking about, but I think it's some like, so everyone's like making this big thing about like RFK is the libertarian. I mean, yeah, he's a libertarian. He registered as a libertarian. He's not a libertarian, but he registered as one. So technically he's a member.
Lifetime member. He's a lifetime libertarian.
He's not even a lifetime member. Someone paid $25 for him.
He only paid the $25. He didn't even do the Bob Barr $500.
He didn't even pay it. No, he didn't even pay it. Someone else paid it on his behalf. Like, so.
Well, he is a liberal. So what do you don't?
Speaking of which, I gotta update my dues because I got told like your membership expired December 4th or whatever. I'm like, I don't care. I gotta pay for mine. But anyway, so Mike Tremont, I think he went out for one of the like minor like assistant to the regional director, or whatever, like type of thing, like
director of the strategic raisin reserve.
Raisin reserve. Yeah, so I can confirm that. Don't tell anyone I confirmed it, but I can confirm it.
I hope he gets it. You know what? Because we've all wanted the best for him since we first saw him on the libertarian stage.
He's my favorite libertarian cop.
I gave him $100 in Bitcoin.
What?
I did.
How much is that Bitcoin worth now?
Oh, don't ask.
It's probably way more than $100.
I had a question about from the episode
money?
Earlier. Well,
yeah,
go ahead. You guys are talking about people paying. I just was confused. It was like paying less taxes in New Hampshire, or less people pay their taxes.
Yeah.
Is that just people who are just straight up like not paying, or could you just clarify what you meant?
Oh, so I'd say my dad always told me this stat because he was always so angry because he worked in DC. So he'd always be annoyed by like the fact that like it's only like he always said 6% of the population pays taxes, which is like people who I think what his stat he was referring to was people who actually like the net amount, because everyone pays taxes. You buy something from the store, you buy a stick of gum,
presumably
paying taxes. Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
we all presumably pay our fair share here.
But
okay,
from the people who take net, I think it was always calculated like people who took welfare, like who were on like food stamps or some type of welfare or something like that. Like it was always like the top 6% of DC residents paid for the entire collection of taxes, I guess, compared to what they get in benefits. So it's like that, you know what I mean? Whatever that means, if that makes sense.
Not to me.
I'm kind of drunk. All right. So like, if you pay like $5,000 in taxes, you work a part-time job, but you were also getting food stamps, which equated out to like $30,000 a year in food stamps. You technically weren't in tax-paying status because you weren't contributing.
You were under that whatever it is, 12.
I guess. This is just what I've gathered from the years
sense.
of my dad going off about the taxpayers in DC. That's all I remember.
No, that makes sense.
So was he proud of those non-payers, or was he mad that they weren't paying their fair share?
No, he was just like saying in general, like the people who like, because he'd always see like taxation without representation. He'd always be like, well, fucking no one pays their taxes anyway. Only 6% of people pay taxes. So like,
Yeah, like on the
like,
stupid
on the
license plates. Yeah, like it's always like,
sorry,
well, we live in DC. Well,
yeah, they cry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, we want
on
a
their license
congressman. It's like, shut the fuck up. You're like,
Come on, let's face it. It
shouldn't
does
even
make them
exist.
like one. It does make them one level of cuck worse than a standard American, right? Just like, oh, I've got taxation with quote unquote representation. Whoop-de-doo. Theft with representation is somehow better than theft without representation,
Well,
right?
yeah,
like
this
obviously
is
nobody
with someone
cares.
without the libertarian. I don't. What the hell is Brandon? All right, you can take that down from this. How about we take that thing down from the screen? Thank you. I don't know what you're talking about, Brandon. So,
well, Otto,
yeah,
you would obviously abolish the postal system if you became Postmaster General.
I'd abolish
Otto
the
for
whole government.
Postmaster General. I think this is something we got to get behind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'd
Who else
privatize
is lobbying?
it.
Listen, you might be the first one to lobby Trump for the Postmaster General job. Like nobody wants.
Isn't it
that
already
shit.
privatized technically though?
Dude, I don't know.
Privatized losses.
It's
I mean,
literally-
privatized
literally a
profits.
business
socialized
owned by the
losses.
government, and in their founding documents, they're not allowed to gain a profit. How does that make sense?
It's like Amtrak.
Well,
There's
it's called a
some
nonprofit.
Weird.
But it's for profit. Like they don't take tax dollars; they make their money through junk mail. But yet, for whatever reason, dude, don't get me started.
Well, but nonprofits don't all take tax dollars.
Okay, you know what? I don't know. Anything
I think
about
you're
the
just
post
drunk,
office.
Otto.
I don't know anything about the post office. I don't know what you guys are talking about. We're gonna move
He
on.
has
To the
no
next
idea.
UAP. What's up? What's up, Eric? What's
How
going
about
on,
this?
UAP?
Bab for Rogan.
There we go. Bab for. Oh man, my lord.
Yes, get that trending again. Let's go.
What is James Bab on Rogan?
Eric, why don't you have your vocal effect where it's like, let's go, 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 go.
Oh, I have to hook up my other John. It's over there on the floor.
Dude, have you guys watched Eric's
You're
looping
fine.
show?
No.
Dude, he does a live looping show with his guitar and a whole bunch of other crazy sound
Oh,
effects, drum machine, all kinds of cool shit.
I've heard you talk about it, but I never.
It's
listened to it.
fucking-
What, dude?
it's
Tell
fucking
us your-
sick.
Tell everyone, the good audience, all 3 people watching, where they.
Oh yeah, it's
You-
just my name on YouTube. There you see it on the screen, Eric ERIC Dietrich DEATRICK. I'm on YouTube. That's where I do that show, and then my music's also on the digital streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple, Amazon. Appreciate anybody who listens or checks it out.
Can we run the clip
If you
right
are
now?
signed up here, you are mandated, Brandon. That's how I'm talking to you. You're mandated to go like and subscribe Eric's. You know,
It's mandatory. Can we
Yeah,
play
it's mandatory.
something? Can we do a live? Can we play something right now?
Sure.
yeah. Let's go. Do it. Play, Jared.
All right, let me find a vid.
Go for it.
So, well,
Any
Jared's pulling up the
UAPs,
docs.
Dan?
Yeah, anything
Any
you see,
UAPs?
Dan? You still out there?
No, nothing. But you guys know all about the DNA AI link, right?
No.
What?
What?
That's like with the big drone warfare going on in Gaza right now. Like if Israel wants to get somebody, they'll just find them through AI, and they already have all the DNA data banks, and then the drone will just go right there and blow up right in the person's face. So
Yes. That's literally like
We
fucking like
played that
Hitler's
commercial.
ultimate-
Remember that commercial we played on the show for that company that makes those and they're like
Facial
those-
recognition
They
assassination.
fly
drone?
right into a building and detonate behind somebody's dad.
Wow. So this is a whole Mossad operation. So once again, let's blame Jared's people. They're out of control. They're out of control. They're out of control.
Cheers.
They're This is a whole Mossad operation. This whole drone thing, this whole AI, the facial recognition when you fly TSA, and it's all part of a wider globalist agenda with Jared's people in charge.
How does the DNA factor into it? Does that's how they get your location, or that's how they verify who it is?
They take your 23andMe account.
I think I've got the video here. I'm posting the link.
All right, let's do this.
Man,
just so we know what we're talking about. Maybe this does explain it all. Drone-based loitering munition.
Oh yes, we did talk about this.
All right, let's see.
This was awful. This was like some. What's that quote? You will see horrors beyond your comprehension. Oh, this is awful.
Patrolling the south quarter, entering a cul-de-sac.
This is New Jersey right now.
Entering cul-de-sac.
We're at
We are getting hits. Send
Durga with an RPG.
Why did they pick like the lamest voiceover? We're getting it.
Doesn't sound like an Israeli, does he?
No. Boy, vey, we are under attack.
Elbit Systems presents Lanius Search and Attack in One. New, innovative, autonomous, lethal solution based on racing drones. The Lanius conducts GPS navigation, flight, scanning, mapping enemy detection, and lethality in a complex urban environment.
Like New Jersey.
Lanius is equipped with AI technologies that allows navigation to building, scanning the building to identify openings, scanning and mapping, object avoidance, enemy detection and classification, target incrimination by human and lethality.
It's horrifying.
The system indemnifies blocked
Each
openings.
one is $2 billion.
Ad hoc lethal ambush.
Ad hoc.
Ambush mode. Ambush mode.
Quick, he's about to post on Twitter.
This is so fucking scary and funny.
Gotcha.
Who's about to post 6 million's a little high? Massage.
The cul-de-sac is now secure.
And combat tempo.
Way to go,
maximizing human survivability.
Oh my god.
Maximizing human survivability.
Yeah,
through death.
Humans. By humans, they mean Israelis, and by non-humans, they mean Palestinians.
Right.
That's one of the absolute sickest commercials I've ever seen, though. It's like, dude, I want that so bad. Oh my god, look at that. So
Dude, imagine like, oh gosh, imagine some like weapons contractor conference and like all these like fucking evil people just like having a fucking hard on watching that. Like,
Right. Well, Israel is the place where they get to test all of that stuff, where nobody cares about human rights. Nobody's going to sue them for excessive violence. Nobody's going to give a shit if they, it's like, how nasty can it be? Like, oh, it actually like flies up a woman's rectum, and they're like, yeah, that's the weapon,
because God forbid you criticize Jared's people, like. Because then you're anti-Semite. Like, God forbid you like actually criticize.
They're not all
Israeli
my people,
government.
by the way.
I know.
Well, I know. I'm just joking. I mean, but I'm saying, like, in the context of anything nowadays, it's like if you criticize what the fuck is going on over there, automatically it's like, yeah,
Send in the drone.
It's fucked up.
And that's what's publicly known. What about secret weapons they have? They got shit 10 times more.
Right. This is what they're actually have. This is what they have commercials for. Yeah, exactly, Eric. Like, what are they actually hiding behind closed doors in like deep underground military base tunnels and bumblefuck deserts and like mountain ranges out in Nevada? Like, look at all those like federal lands out west. I mean, geez, there's like huge test sites.
Dude, if I can bring it back to the UAP thing one more time,
let's do it.
So the Project Bluebeam is definitely the final card, like you were saying. Like there's nothing to do after that. They still want war with Iran and central banking in Iran, I guess they've given up trying to do North Korea, but like that would also be like a goal to get like central banking like in every country. There's like Iran and North Korea and maybe like one other little one. That
Syria has
doesn't have it.
fallen. Syria's gone.
Yeah, because all wars are bankers' wars. But there's also this disclosure movement that's really gained over the last 4 years. Actually since 2017, but like definitely over the last few with like Congress. And so they might be forced to play that card early because like they want to control the disclosure. They can't let it come out without them controlling it. So that would, I guess, be the scenario in which they like play that card before they go to war with Iran or whatever.
So there are aliens and we have to blow up Iran because of it.
I don't know if there's aliens. There's evidence for it, but like there's no like definitive like I don't know. There's definitely UAP.
Until we know, Iran must be blown up. I think that's going to be their conclusion.
There's a couple clips here. So there's this clip I dropped in the chat, the Nuremberg celestial phenomenon. This took place in 1561. It's a good clip on this. I mean, there's a lot throughout history that's been documented of incidents, and and I mean, biblically, I mean, not to go all Bergman, but Ezekiel 10, 9 through 13. We could talk about that in a minute, but this, Jared, you want to pull that up? Like, I mean, this was like documented over Germany.
It's in your people's book too, Jared. So it's fine.
Yeah, in the Talmud. Yeah.
In the morning of April 14th,
I mean, look at that. How can you dispute it?
1561, at daybreak, between 4 and 5 a.m., a dreadful apparition occurred on the sun, and then this was seen in Nuremberg in the city, before the gates, and in the country, by many men and women. At first, there appeared in the middle of the sun 2 blood-red semicircular arcs,
an account
just like the
Old
moon
English.
in its last quarter. And in the sun, above and below, and on both sides, the color was blood. There stood a round ball of partly dull.
Oh, sorry.
I mean,
I was scrolling down to look at it.
No, it's fine. But I mean, like, everybody's seeing these orbs and seeing these things and seeing things in the sky. You go through, like, I mean, Eric was talking about it. I mean, there are historic accounts through all across the world and through various different cultures, separated different times, where they talk about things where they see in the sky, and it's like,
weren't those the same people that are like burning witches and stuff though?
Well, I mean, look,
I don't know, how much credit.
I mean, yeah, they thought they were literal like gods. They thought they were god, like the sun was a god.
But I mean, the eyewitness accounts. I mean, a lot of people see it and they write it down. I mean,
but it could have been like anything.
I mean, okay, so this is very specific, and this is Ezekiel 10, 9 through 13. I looked and I saw beside the cherubim 4 wheels, one beside each of the cherubim. The wheels sparkled like topaz. As of their appearance, the 4 of them looked alike. Each was like a wheel intersecting a wheel. As they moved, they would go in any one of the 4 directions. The cherubim faced the wheels, did not turn about. As the cherubim went, they're all like, there's accounts of things in the sky. That's all I'm saying. Like, throughout the history of man, now whether it's in our conscious, whether it's like we're seeing shit, we're delusional, but
yeah, and the more recent history I think is stronger and more evidence. Like the Phoenix Lights of 1997 is a pretty strong case. Video evidence of that, mass sighting, thousands of people saw that.
I love Venn diagrams.
The aerial school in the 90s. Apparently children saw beings. They interviewed all these children. Like, it's the other thing too, people that aren't familiar with the topic like dismiss it or think there's nothing there. And then once you start like reading about it, and it's like, oh, this is an infinitely deep like mystery that with tons and tons and tons and tons of shit to it. So like, yeah, I can't explain it. No one can fully explain it.
Must be aliens then.
The one thing there was,
I mean, I think that's the thing, is like to make a specific claim about something, and I don't think that you do this, and you already said you don't do this, Eric, but yes, there are things that we just haven't been able to find specific reasons for them. Like there's all sorts of like paranormal shit. People claim they see ghosts. People claim objects move in their house. All this stuff. And yeah, we might not be able to explain each and every one of them, but that doesn't mean, by contrast, that okay, this is God or this is, actual ghosts of dead people. Like, you just don't know, right? Like, you kind of have to remain agnostic and say these are unexplained events, and we don't know what's causing them. Occam's razor says there's probably a natural explanation, at least for like paranormal shit, but like we don't know for sure, right?
We know for sure that it's some kind of a psyop to manipulate us into some kind of bullshit.
Regardless of the truth of it, they're gonna use it for that purpose, even if it wasn't generated for that purpose.
But to Eric's point, and there's a Netflix document, or it's Netflix. It was like a short miniseries. It's called Encounters, and they talk about some of these instances. And what was the one in Africa where they encountered like beings and all of them, and the children wrote it all down, and like all their pictures looked the same, and there's so much like there was that. But then one thing that tying into the phenomenon in the sky that people are seeing, they're seeing these orbs. Well, it was after the typhoon in Japan. So I don't know a lot of people died. It was before the Fukushima. Well, obviously, that affected the nuclear site. But prior to that, there was like in that Netflix series, they're interviewing a lot of Japanese that like people that lived in that community, and they were looking up in the sky and they were like, yeah, we saw it. Like there's many encounters of seeing like phenomena in the sky and seeing this. And they were like, and they kind of got into like, not even like Japanese culture or folklore or whatever, but they're like, yeah, when people die, you see them in the sky or something, like kind of like their souls or something, like leaving the earth and going because some mass tragedy happened. And it was like, but like, I shit you not, you watch this Netflix documentary, it's called Encounters, and it's like, they're like, yeah, and there's all these videos, encounters of seeing these like floating like orbs in the sky. Like, just what the fuck is that? Like, I don't know, but like thousands of people just died, and they're just, who knows, like in an instant. Like, so it could be, we don't know, like the spiritual realm, what we cannot see with our eyes and what we can't comprehend is I don't know, like we don't know, like, let's put it that way. We don't know, but the government is going to take advantage at any given opportunity to use it to ends to a means. So I think we can all agree on that. Mm-hmm. But there are some things we cannot explain in this life.
Yeah, I would say 100% of everything is unknown, technically, because consciousness is a mystery, and also quantum physics and mechanics is still basically a mystery. So the building blocks of everything and how we perceive everything are just completely unknown. So I'm open to a lot.
Yeah. Seriously, I think that's the best thing, is to keep an open mind and just realize like we don't know. Like,
they said that in quantum entanglement, they can have like a photon or a subatomic particle entangled with another particle anywhere in the universe, and if you affect one, it affects the other one instantly. Now, who can explain that?
A quantum physicist.
The people getting paid to explain it.
And if that's true, then maybe these things do come from far as heck, and they can just zip here using some kind of quantum mechanical principle.
Stargates.
Yeah, all that shit. They think you can't travel faster than light, but if that quantum entanglement's true, that's instantaneous. And we also don't know the speed of conscious thought or what consciousness is, like I said.
We can't, like, our own vision. I was listening to this podcast the other day, and it's just like what we can see, like in the electromagnetic, like what our own sight. So the whole spectrum is like, picture the Mississippi River, and a human being in their own eyes can only see 17 inches of an entire Mississippi River I guess maybe the whole
wavelengths.
Yes, exactly.
That seems a little exaggerated, but yeah,
no, but it's like, but you get what I'm getting at. Is that the whole spectrum of what we can see with our own eyes is literally.
Yeah, I mean, if you could see everything, like you'd be seeing radio waves, Wi-Fi waves, you'd be seeing
X-rays,
electromagnetic waves.
microwaves.
You wouldn't be able to see anything because you'd just be bombarded by a fucking.
Well, right, that's what I'm saying. But
There'd
with
be,
our own
just
eyes,
be like a whole lot more colors and be like, dude.
But I mean, think about that. And
Ultraviolet.
think about
Whoa.
when just in that realm of that podcast, he was talking about like a dog, like how much a dog, like the scent and smell, and like well beyond like human, So there's so much in this world and in this realm that we can't even comprehend. And so much beyond, and
But that's just because people are basically retarded. Okay.
Well,
like
I mean, listen, they listen to this podcast though.
Exactly.
Don't
Point in
insult
case.
our listeners. But I don't know. I mean, I'm very open-minded in realizing, but ultimately, I think this is a giant psyop with what's going on with the drones. Dan, are you still out there looking? What any reports?
Well, I'm wondering if Mark Zuckerberg is going to be the libertarian in the cabinet.
I mean, that guy is an alien.
Dan
Yeah.
He's more concerned with the important things.
Yeah, like if you criticize any World War III or whatever, they'll send a drone. They'll find you through AI, and it'll be right outside your living room window. But nah, we don't want that.
Yeah. Hi,
No. So
Well, I just think there's so many people angling for World War III, and it's just like if they can convince you there's an Iranian drone or an alien, they'll do it. They'll do whatever it takes. Whatever.
Dude, like
it takes,
even with
man.
the assassination attempt on Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania, they're like it was Iran. Like,
yeah,
what?
exactly.
Yeah.
What?
I think even Trump bought into that one. I think even Trump bought into that because Trump said something like, I forget what it was, but it seemed like he like, oh my God, Iran. Oh no, we're gonna have to hit them hard.
Trump's still caught up on the Shiites, so that's why he's like, nah, fuck these Sunnis. Like, we got to go after the Shiites.
They told him hey, they're mad you killed their General Soleimani. Like, you better watch out. And they're like, oh, I did that, didn't I? Like, uh-oh.
All right. Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, dude, we're about another hour again. This has been the fastest 2 hours ever. I don't know. You guys, let's rock.
Well, I mean, I think we could end on this. The drone delivering a message. Have you seen this, Dan? They've been delivering messages in New Jersey. I think we should play this video.
I
this
did. I saw that.
sighting.
It was
All right, let's pull this thing up here.
Yeah, this was amazing.
All right. Ooh.
Look at that.
What is it?
I don't know. Let's
Delivering
see.
a message.
Some kind of message.
Ah, shit.
You're gay.
You're gay. Damn.
Wow.
Got him. Got his ass.
So glad I didn't get that message.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. Well, this has been another fantastic episode for you guys. I don't know what's going on for next week. Might not be able to make it.
Christmas.
Yeah, it's Christmas, right?
Still got Christmas stuff going on.
And I think Hanukkah.
Oh, it is Hanukkah.
That's still going on?
Boxing Day. Hanukkah's on Boxing
Hanukkah's
Day.
on Boxing Day. Evening of Wednesday, December 25th is when it starts.
Yes. Yeah, so it starts at sundown, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, dude. Well, maybe we'll see what we can do, but we're full-fledged. We're gonna be back to normal in the new year.
Let's do a special Boxing Day show.
Well, I'm celebrating Boxing Day. I'll be out
What
of
the
the
hell
state.
is
I'll
Boxing
be-
Day?
I don't know. Some Canadian.
Is that
I
the
don't
day
know.
after?
Day after Christmas? Yeah.
All right, cool.
So
I think I
yeah,
have to
everybody.
work, but yeah, after work.
Yeah, I know I do. So we'll reconvene, but expect good things from punk rock libertarians after the new year. So if we don't get a chance to see you before then, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah,
Kwanzaa.
No, not Kwanzaa. What is
Kwanzaa?
What's Diwali? What's the Indian one?
Diwali. Diwali already happened. I thought that the
Probably
beginning of December. I don't know.
But they have holidays like every week.
Have a good Festivus, whatever.
Festivus.
Yeah, whatever you celebrate, even though you're a heathen and you're wrong, but have a good holiday.
Depending on what calendar you're on, it might not be Christmas.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, Alex. I didn't mean to offend you.
Enjoy responsibly.
Okay.
Krampus
Next year we're celebrating together, my friend. Next year we get to celebrate together.
Yep.
So anyway, dude, thanks you guys for checking us out this whole year. Much appreciated. And we'll see you. Maybe we'll see you before the new year, but if not, you'll get something from us. We'll figure out something. But you guys are the cream of the crop. We're grateful for you. Check us out. Tell a friend. Like, subscribe. Do all that. Tell everyone to do that. Leave us a good review. You know the drill. Eric,
or a bad review.
Dude, tell us where the good people again where they can find you.
Oh, thanks. Ditto on all the holiday cheer and happy holidays and to everyone. It's ericdietrich.com or Eric Dietrich on YouTube and digital streaming platforms. Happy to come back and talk UAP anytime, and I just love being with you guys. So thanks again.
Okay. Thanks, Eric.
Yeah,
it's
been fun, Eric.
And Dan, dude, tell people where they can find you.
In the field, searching drones.
That's right. You can find me in your local field somewhere.
firing at UAPs
with the 50 cal
with his AR-15 with a 50 cal. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun tonight, though. Thanks for having me on here, guys.
Hell yeah, Dan.
Absolutely.
Dude. Thank you guys so much for coming on. And so yeah, until next time, live free
or die.